Oh hey there lads, my name is Lossy and welcome to Nordlys. This is the first war story I'll be showing here on my channel over the next day or so. This video is presented by the Game Changer Network because early last week, on Monday to be exact, EA were kind enough to fly me out to London to get hands-on with the war stories in Battlefield 5 and capture as much footage as I possibly could to share with you lads. We start off this war story skiing down the peak of a mountain. Pretty badass, especially for that massive jump. I'm not too sure how the characters' ankles are still in place. But I'll briefly explain this story. There'll be cuts here and there because I don't want to have any spoilers in today's video. And on top of that, all of the cutscenes have been cut out of the video because in the build I played, they weren't actually 100% perfect. So EA didn't want me sharing unfinished real cutscenes, if you know what I mean. But the premise of the mission is that you want to break into this factory here and find a lost resistance fighter. So you're pretty much battling through different camps and different bases up until the factory, stopping reinforcements being called in. You can either go stealthy or full on guns blazing. Of course I tried stealthy, but it always ended with explosions. Pretty nice headshots here. Unfortunately I missed the last guy like 5 times in a row, so I just decided to cut that bit out. Like I said, it all goes guns blazing, and I meet this guy, Mr. Flamethrower. He's back from Battlefield 1 and he is a badass in Battlefield 5. And that's the thing, I was playing on medium difficulty, so there's easy, medium, hard, and I think there's a higher level in Battlefield 5. But I decided I didn't want to go too easy, but I wanted to actually get good gameplay, so I picked medium. And let me say, these guys are actually tough as I throw a throwing knife. Pretty cool. It's not a walk in the park like it was in previous Battlefield games. You're not a one-man army. You can actually be killed, even on medium settings. And now we move way up closer to the factory, and can we just appreciate how amazing this game looks. The lighting, everything is so damn cool. Of course, I try to go stealthy, and I do manage to go quite stealthy for a long period of time, sneaking all the way around until I meet a few Nazis, and then all things go pretty bad. After about 2 or 3 waves of reinforcements, a lot of gunfights and explosions, and pretty awesome combat, as well as wandering around the factory, I do manage to find that lost resistance fighter, Astrid, and she has some important mission to her herself that she isn't really willing to share with me just yet. The interior design here is just really cool, the lighting and how everything is so balanced, and essentially she's just looking for something and I have to defend her for a little while. It's pretty bog standard single player stuff. I just loved how she interacted with the world though, like opening the envelope and pulling the table back to give herself some cover.
Sabotera hele anlegget. Hvorfor det? Dette ikke vårt ansvar. Vi må komme oss ut. Du skjønner det fortsatt ikke. Vi må stoppe dem fra å produsere mer tungt vann. Jeg tar meg av kontrollene her. Du må gå ut og stoppe sentralen. Hva snakker du om? De store metallboksene utenfor. Ikke kast bort mer tid. Gå! Vi møtes på brua.
So I have to destroy some electrical substations, and this mission kind of consisted of a lot of these sort of things, where I'm given a big open world, like an open enough map, and I just have to cater to different objectives around the map. Flameboy getting taken out again, and then exploding afterwards, pretty badass. But like I said, it's kind of an open world, and then you just have these sub-missions, like I have to destroy these 2 objectives, and then later on I have to do another 3 things scattered around the map. It gets a little repetitive because the map is that big. But once I've destroyed these objectives, I then have to rendezvous at the bridge. And unfortunately for you lads, this is where this part of the video will cut out. I just have to battle my way back to the bridge, but I don't want to ruin the surprise and the story too much for you lads. I don't want too many spoilers. I'm just trying to show off the gameplay of the war stories. So I'm going to have to cut the video just here, but we're gradually progressing a good bit further now into the mission. And look at this. Skiing down the mountain. Now this was a kind of where it got a little repetitive. The skiing was really fun, don't get me wrong. It's really smooth. It kind of feels like you're just kind of floating in the air, especially how you can ski uphill. It's a little interesting. But it is a lot of fun regardless. I did enjoy it, and the scenery in this whole map is just, it's so beautiful. In these long stretches though, it does get a little boring. Scouting out, because this is another one of those instances where I have to take out 3 objectives. I managed to do this first objective 100% perfectly. I didn't shoot a single bullet. I managed to sneak the whole way around the town without alerting any of the guards, and I get into this room and it looks a bit unnerving. Close the door behind myself, of course, and then destroy this intel. I get the hell out of there and move on to the next objective, which is to destroy the Docklands water shipment. I love this part of the skiing. Like, you can just fly everywhere on those skis. It's incredible. I did get pretty far into this one without alerting any enemies, but unfortunately, like always, I had to make an explosion. And I actually destroyed the shipment with the barrels there. It was pretty cool. Stop this guy from calling in reinforcements with a knife to the back and a swift blow to the face. Shoot his buddy and take out the alarm. I think I pick up the Bren here in a minute. I wanted to use as many of the new weapons as possible, so we have the Sturmgewehr in here, which I show off in just a second. But I love my Bren and I had to give it a go in the war stories. Pushing up here now to the last objective. I think it's some oil canisters or something in the rear of this ship. Stop that guy from calling in reinforcements as well, and there you go. Up the ladder we go, and we get a brand new objective after leaving this little base in a nice truck. The driving has actually been improved quite a lot in Battlefield 5. I think each vehicle has a more refined suspension or something like that. Now I'm designated with destroying these trucks and showing off the nice Sturmgewehr one here. Pretty cool gun. And again, I take out the truck with some barrels, causing this awesome explosion. I actually think I'm supposed to look at all the explosions going on here, because in the background as I leave this area, I can hear all these explosions, and I was like, damn, I think I just set off a chain reaction of kabooms, and I just didn't look at it. But, of course, whip out the skis, and just go 90 down this road. Like, you seriously fly around in these things. I've never actually gone skiing, and I'd be disappointed if this isn't what it's actually like. Again though, it gets a little boring. I cut out about 3 minutes of skiing here because I'm skiing across this massive frozen lake over to this bunker here. And again, it's just a little boring. I almost wish it kind of faded to black in game and then you just appeared here. Sure, it's cool and immersive, but it is quite boring. Just taking out a few guards here. I really do like this weapon. It's pretty good fun. Really high fire rate. That guy doesn't get it nice though. A couple of shots to the neck. Set up the bipod on the Bren here and just rain down some fire. And that is the Nordlys war story. Now there is still a good bit left to the story, but I actually can't share that with you lads. You're going to have to wait until November to play it for yourself. There's a couple of cutscenes and a good bit more gameplay later on, but I don't want to spoil the surprise. And you know, you get a little attached to the characters in this story, so I don't want to ruin anything for you lads. If you enjoyed the video though, leave me a like, I'd really appreciate that, or a dislike if you didn't. Subscribe for more Battlefield 5 content from me, but until the next video, I'll see you lads later.